Yeah, I know. I'm looking like Grizzly Adams here. How y'all doing? It is shoot, it's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. This is South Coast Kane, Jordan Page, and this is Patio Perspectives. Uh I know. It's been a while since we've had a sit down conversation show. You know how it is. But I kind of, like I said, I've been on summer break, kind of following the F1 lead. But honestly, well, when it comes to Miami, what are we gonna talk about? You know, we're less than 2 weeks away. Matter of fact, a week from this Saturday, the season kicks off. But um, yeah, we really, I mean, if we talk about anything, we're basically going to be in our feelings. We'll be in our feelings. I don't want to be in the feelings because everybody's got an opinion right now. Everybody has their thoughts, their theories, their methodologies, their philosophies, etc., etc. But uh, you know, at this time of year, we're you know as close as we've been, but we're still far away. And I just wanna see. I'm curious to see the depth chart. I am curious to see what the starting lineup's going to be. Now, granted, it probably won't be till game time. Uh, I'm hoping I should I should have a some type of, how can I explain? I guess a Florida Miami versus the Florida Gator preview show, pregame show, postgame show, etc., etc. The only thing is, I really can't do anything because there's nothing concrete. You know what I mean? But as soon as we get something concrete and uh, something we can something tangible that we can discuss, because like I said, and again, no disrespect to all the fine folks out there on the YouTubes and stuff, but everything right now is just speculation, opinions, uh it's thoughts and theories, which it's cool, but you know at this time everybody's right, everybody's wrong, you know and I just, with me personally, whether I'm right, wrong, or neither, as long as we have the information, and but yeah, we're gonna we'll probably get together. I'm thinking next week. I'm not sure when, but it's gonna happen. I'm real anxious to get back in the saddle, so to speak. I know I've been, kind of MIA, if you will. But the fact of the matter is, between work being crazy stupid, I might as well be building pyramids. Uh, but uh, today is the first day of my football season vacation. I have this coming Sunday is my birthday. And then, of course, I took off for that, and then I took off for the Florida game. So technically, I don't go back to work until another 20 days, and that's just what I save my vacation and use it on football season. and then I save a few weeks, and for when the wife wants to do something. But yeah, that's the reason. I haven't really been doing much vis-a-vis the YouTubes and stuff. Uh, one, what are we gonna talk about? There's really nothing to talk about other than thoughts and theories. And two, you know, you just got all this craziness in the world, so. But anyway, so I got until, let's see, I'm off until the 9th of September, so I got plenty of time, but I got plenty of stuff to do. But anyway, uh I'm so anxious to to debut my new brand, if you will. I know that sounds fancy, but yeah, I've been working on some stuff for the new South Coast Cane show is going to be the official title. I have definitely missed. I have missed the fellowship with Cuban, Katie, Shad, uh, Hey Roo, QB, all y'all. Uh, Miss Katie, how you doing, Miss Katie? Oh, chillin'. Let's see what chillin' says. I hope you're having a good day, sir. I've got a question if you don't mind. Have you ever taken 10 minutes out of your life, sit down and meditate? If not, why not? Dude, let me tell you something, chillin'. Let me tell you something. If you really want to put things in perspective, okay, with all the craziness and all the hula bob going on, if you go out at night and you just look up at the stars, stay with me, stay with me, feel the swag, Romano. If and this is just, Lord, I done turned into Dr. Phil. But no, seriously, if you go out at night on a nice clear summer night, fall nights, winter night, just a clear night, look at the stars and think about the vastness. And you think about, you look up and you see all those distant stars, and you think, man, you know what? We are but a little whatever. But anyway, I get, to meditate, I'm always thinking. I always got that hamster. I got that hamster on overtime up in my head. But anyway, yeah, Katie, I'm glad you're doing good. I noticed you've been hanging out with Coach Coop, and that's cool. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that. Me personally, I've been trying to stay in the mix. Uh, I've stopped by with Coach Coop. Uh, poor trucking Chub Z and Chad. I know Chub Z probably thinks I've got mad at him. Uh, oh, I'm always going to have a peaceful day. Oh, I understand what you're saying, Chub. I understand. There's a difference between thinking and meditating, but sometimes you just need to get out there and just clear the mechanism, and whichever way. But anyway, so yeah, I know. I've been spending a lot of time. I know I've been with Mr. Devin and Mr. Frank over there on the U Talk, baby. I've really kind of grown. I've kind of got a fancy Cuban. What's up, Cuban? I've kind of, no disrespect to the Coach Hayes or the other folks out there, Truck and Chub Z, but since I've found Mr. Devin and Mr. Frank, there's just something about those two guys that I like. Uh Chub Z and Shad, they do a lot of the all around sports, and me, uh, but me, I'm strictly, a certain team guy. It's Miami football, Dolphins, Mets, F1 Ferrari, and I really don't get into all the other, sports center type things. But um, I've really come to enjoy one of them knows sports, the other one is trying to. But no. It's just we all gravitate to what we like. What we gravitate to what sparks our interest. And again, with Chub Z and Shad, no disrespect to those two, none whatsoever. I support. I enjoy everything. It's just sometimes I'm I'm doing good just to keep up with Miami, you know, and I know Chub Z is doing a fine job. I am so happy for that young man. Uh, but you know, there's just something about Mr. Devin and Mr. Frank that I really like, and I know with Shad. Shad got his, with his work schedule, the kid, you know, uh, I am so I'm anxious to see have another round table. But if Shad is doing more or less the Chub Z, that's cool. That's fine. I'm still gonna do the best I can to watch and support. But I don't want to sit there and spread myself too thin trying to watch everything and be part of everything. It's just so darn hard. And I'm trying to figure out this. I've noticed this trend over the last few months. I'm trying to understand the correlation between Miami fans starting to evolve into Colorado fans. I'm trying to find out what is going on with that. It's like, okay, so like Coach Hayes. Again, I'm not criticizing, I'm not judging, I'm just saying, like Coach Hayes, he's kind of delving into he's done delved into the Colorado stuff. Okay. Uh I noticed Chub Z, he's starting to get he's hanging out and doing stuff with Rawhide, which I mean that's cool. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying what has happened. you know what did I miss the email? Did I miss the intra-company memo about these Miami fans or these Miami content creators, if you will, starting to you know do the Colorado thing? Did I miss something? I don't know, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. All I can say is, if Miami and Colorado ever play each other in football, oh my gosh, it is going to be an inter self battle. That's all I'm gonna say. But nah, it's cool. It's all good. Uh I understand. I understand. A lot of those good guys, they're trying to expand their brand. They're just trying to do what they think is best for their creation and their channel, and that's cool. I'm not trying to criticize or insult or judge. I mean, You know what I say? You do you, baby. But I tell you what, that if y'all, I know Cuban Damas has been there, but Phil and Katie, if you don't know about you talk, it's good stuff, really good stuff. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that Chris Kane be dropping some knowledge. Seriously, I enjoy listening to Chris Kane. Never met the man, never really interacted very much, but he strikes me as a very intelligent young man. He seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. Uh, there's some things I may agree with, there's some things I may disagree with. Just like we don't always agree, we don't always disagree, but Truck and Chub Z, I was just talking about you. I bet your little ears were burning. And no, that wasn't a shot at you being like, 5'5". That wasn't a shot at you. Actually, I was kind of talking good about you. But, uh, yeah, I mean, again, it's just, we're kind of in that dead period where nothing's really going on except for, MLB, the Little League World Series, which I always watch the Little League World Series, and I find it so. I just enjoy it. It's very entertaining watching those 12-year-old kids out there playing baseball. But anyway, uh we do have some college football this weekend. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be watching the Seminoles. Sorry, Seminoles taking on Georgia Tech over there in Ireland. The land of the Shamrocks and the little, you know, the little Lucky Charm people, the leprechauns. You know. Uh, Also, I believe, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe SMU and Nevada are playing. We still on to do the remix. Hey, bro, look, you just let me know, and if my schedule is conducive, I'll be happy to give whatever cameo appearance I need to. But I'm gonna tell you what, trucking, you and Shad, y'all are like a sports center for the people. Y'all got it going on, man. Y'all intimidate me. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I would feel more comfortable going into Coach Hayes' kitchen and debate him on stuff I have no idea about than sit there and try to talk sports with you and Shad. But again, that's a compliment to y'all. Uh, and since the Cuban Damas, my man Cuban is here, I'm still waiting to have Cuban come in there and burn the kitchen down. I'm still waiting for that. I'm still waiting. I don't know, you know, I don't know if one or the other is intimidated by one or the other. I'm not going to mention any names, but if y'all watched any of the Rise of the Fall, there was a little taste, a little appetizer for the Cuban versus Coach. Okay, but yeah, we'll because next week, like I said, yeah, exactly, Cuban. That's my whole thing. There's really nothing to talk about because everything is about feelings right now. You know, and God bless Mr. Devin and Mr. Frank and Coach Hayes and all them cats out there trying to just kind of get out there and It's kind of like with Mr. Devin and Mr. Frank over there at Utah. It it's so hard. It's almost like we keep saying the same thing over and over again. And I really hate to do that. But right now we don't know. Phil says, let's see. Oh my lord, we got Crypt up in this thing. How you doing, Crypt? Okay, so Phil says, am I watching FSU GT Saturday? Yes, I will, as long as it doesn't. I don't think it's going to conflict with the Zanderfruit Grand Prix. I think the qualifying is like early, so yeah, I should be able to watch it. You put me on the hot seat, Cuban. All I gotta say is Kane's better be ready. Oh, here we go. Katie and her love affair with Mario. And Cuban's, excuse me, Crip says, what kind of stream is this? Is Patio Perspectives. This is where Crip, I just hit record. I just sit here on the patio and I give you a perspective. It's kind of like an impromptu version of normality. But yeah, Phil, Florida State Georgia Tech comes on at noon Eastern, which will be 11 o'clock my time here in the Central Standard Time Zone. I believe the qualifying for the F1 race is at 9, I think. Because you got to realize, F1's coming back from a 3-week summer break. Okay? So I've been without F1 racing for 3 weeks. All right? Plus, it's my birthday weekend. So, yes, I'm hyped. I'm ready to see it. But yeah. You said, why is the chat different? Because here's why. I'm not using the StreamYard. I'm going strictly through YouTube Live. I just cut straight to it. I don't do all the fluff and stuff and all that stuff. But I just get on here. If I feel like saying something on the patio, I just hit, go to YouTube, do the live. Here we are. Just something different. But, yeah. Katie talking about we'll find out if Cam is all hype. Well, I'm going to tell you what. And I said this the other day. I think it was not this past Friday, but the Friday before last. So I guess that's a couple of weeks ago almost. Week and a half ago. I hate to keep bringing up the Utah baby. But, we were talking about all this hype. You have all these, and y'all know who I'm talking about. You have the, well, thank you, Cuban. Appreciate it, sir. You have all these, as Shad say, the shoe shiners. I call them the Canes check cashiers. You have the corporate radio people. Yeah, I saw that, Crip. I saw that about, man, I am so sorry about to see that, man. That's messed up, bruh. But just do what you gotta do. I hope all the best. But yeah, you got all this hype going on. And yeah, Crip, my birthday's Sunday. All the cool kids are born in August. So yeah, you got all these hype artists, which again, we've seen this season in, season out. Well, look, Crip, if I don't get a chance, happy birthday to you, buddy. Every season at this time of year, we see the same hype job. The hype train gets a full load of coal and it's full steam ahead. And again, we've talked about this before. Now, You want to accuse me of having the, thank you, Crip. Happy birthday to you too. You want to accuse me of having the post traumatic stress disorder syndrome thingy, the PTSD? Fine. I don't care. But between the hype of the players based on what's going on in practices and scrimmages right now, and the fact of how easy the schedule is, okay? I've been hearing that for ever. Ever since ever. You know, always hear about how easy the schedule is, how great these players are doing in the scrimmages and the practices. It's like every year you see the same thing. As the Cuban Damas says, wash, rinse, repeat. Cuban has said a lot of great things, a lot of philosophical sayings, but the one thing that has stuck out in all the stuff that Cuban has said, wash, rinse, repeat. It even outdid the rebuild or remodel comment. But yes, wash, rinse, repeat. Basically, it basically describes the last however many seasons. You're a faster video game racer. You probably are. You probably are. You probably are. And the funny thing is when you I'm just gonna talk for myself, okay? I'm gonna talk for myself. Like I said, I sit here and I talk about how you got all this hype, all this hot air about whoever. You hear the talk about how easy the schedule is. Okay, I have heard this for, man, I'm gonna say damn near every season I can remember since '79. Well, I take that back. I can't say '79 because I'm going to go back to, let's see, when did I get the internet available? Probably back in the 90s, early 90s. Every year you hear the same thing. And every year it's the same thing. And I posed the question. I posed this question on Utah the other night. What has Mario done in his first 2 seasons at Miami that is any more special than what any other coach has done in their first 2 seasons at Miami? Now, I understand what Mark Richt did with 2017, okay? But I'm serious. You can go back to Schnellenberger. Let's go back to Schnellenberger. Let's go way back. Okay? And again, this is not I am not, take out the anti-Mario, pro-Mario. No, take that out. Okay? But I just asked the question. What in the first 2 seasons of Mario's tenure at Miami as head coach, what has he done, or what has the team done that is any more special than any other coach since Schnellenberger has done in their first 2 seasons? Yes, Crip. Yes, Crip. You're absolutely right. The recruits, top-notch recruits. Okay. But how many of those 2022 recruits are still here? You again, I'm just saying. And you got the recruits from 2023. Okay, and the question I have again, identity crisis. Again, nothing against Cam, nothing against Martinez, nothing against whoever. What's the hell that damn Houston receiver that transferred in the other free agent? But I'm just gonna say right here, right now, this is just my opinion. Miami did not need Miami did not need to sign Cam Ward. They did not need to sign Martinez. Because at the time you had Jakar, okay? Running back. You had Sam got my ass beat Brown. Thank you, Katie. I saw that highlight from them teammates at Houston doing that to him. But, okay, and I'll even throw Mr. Brown. Okay, so at the running back, you had Chavante. You got Fletcher. You got Chris Johnson. You have this talent that haven't even seen the field yet. Wide receiver, don't get me started. In other words, and we talked about this at length, but Mario is in year 3. Why you want to spend all that money on a quarterback? You're right. But you got to realize, Crip, you had Brown, Williams, and Judd, 3 quarterbacks. But what I'm getting at is this is not a knock on Cam or Martinez or Brown or no. I'm just saying there was talent there, and if Mario is going to build Miami through free agency, cool, fantastic. But if we're going to do the free agency or NIL, transfer portal, then I don't want to hear all this talk about, or let me rephrase that, all the talk of Mario being a master recruiter, because again, I'm not being argumentative, I'm just throwing the facts out there. Emory broke his non-throwing arm. But what I'm getting at is, Mario being a master recruiter, cool, fantastic, great. Build the farm system. But don't sit there and say, just because a player X transfers out, don't all of a sudden start saying, well, we have to have a transfer player. When you have, these guys on the sideline that can get in there and do something. You're right. And again, whether we use the recruits or we use the transfer, I don't care. I want to see these guys set up for success instead of, you see the loafer pictures where Mario's bringing in these top 5 classes, but yet they, y'all know who I'm talking about, they say, well, we got to get a portal player in here. All right. And if that's going to be the MO, if that's going to be the identity of Miami, cool, it's fine. I don't care. I don't care if they do it through recruiting. I don't care if they do it through free agency. I don't care. I want Miami to win this weak-ass ACC for the first time in 20 years. That's all. You know. But the thing is, and Crip, you're right. You're absolutely right. But when you were, it's just okay. My opinion. My opinion. When you put all your eggs in that NIL free agency transfer portal basket, you're looking out for today. What happens next year? What happens the year after next? And what I mean is, okay, cool. We, let's go into the land of ifs and, you know, maybes. Let's just go into that fairy tale land. Let's say Miami wins the ACC this season. All right. Oh, I'm not going to blast on your show, but keeping me talking greasy, low-key, sneak distance. Oh, my gosh. Hey, at least everybody's, hey, look, bruh. one thing about our youth fellowship trucking is we don't always agree. We sometimes disagree. Everybody has their opinions, but you know, we all have our thoughts and theories. That's all. But anyway, but a lot of these kids, these recruits, these high school seniors, these 17, 18-year-old young men, they're signing with Miami thinking that they're going to be able to play. And then you turn around and you just pay a quarterback, $974,000 to come in and play. You go sit there and get Martinez, which we have not heard anything about how much Martinez is getting paid. But the old, what they call it, FAFO, I believe it's called. If with this Martinez acquisition, what's that going to do for Fletcher? And let's say Fletcher comes, he's ready to go. Let's say Fletcher's ready to go this season. Okay, $500,000. Ooh. What if Fletcher comes but he's ready to go? But yet Mario sticks with Martinez because of $500,000. Guess what? Fletcher's out of here. What you doing now? Again, I'm just hypothetical. And again, it's all whatever, but I guess maybe I'm old school, maybe I'm outdated, like bell bottoms, but the transfer portal is good, but it's a double-edged sword, man. You bring in these recruits to develop stability and development, and to where you get back to the next man up. What if the 01 team? Would you say we have a burner coming in where we could hit me for injury while there? Well, I mean, again, what if the 01 team was based, or let me rephrase that. Let's say Butch Davis comes in and he decides to build the team on, if he had the transfer portal, if Butch Davis decided to build Miami like Mario was building it back in the late 90s. Instead of getting the recruits, getting the young guys in here. Would the result be the same? I don't know. I know some people say it's apples and oranges, but if Butch Davis used the same team skill level building back in the late 90s as Mario is doing now in 2024, 2023, 2022, would Butch Davis have had this success? Would the '01 team had the success? The '02 team? I don't know. A lot of people say, "Well, that was a whole different time back then," but I'm just asking. And again, this isn't a Butch versus Mario or this or that. I'm just saying. You know. Uh, you know, and I believe another prop to Cuban. We talked about this before, but Dabo over there at Clemson, he's only been doing recruits. He hasn't been doing the NIL. Curious to see how that works out. You know. Oh, but you know, I know a lot of people talk about with the NIL, the transfer portal. It's the evolution of college football. It's the way things are now. But recruiting and development and having a farm system, it worked out pretty well for college football all the way up until this transfer portal, which was what, 2019, 2020, because and I'm just saying, I'm just throwing this out here, if Cam Ward, Martinez, and crap, what was his name? It's a bitch getting old because I don't remember anything. Sam Brown, thank you, Katie. you know, why are they not why do they leave their school if they're so good? Okay, Cam Ward, yes. Okay. Cam Ward wanted to go to the NFL. But his drafts, he found out his draft stock wasn't as high as he thought. Okay. Martinez, why did he leave Oregon State if he was doing so well? Mr. Brown, Sam Brown, if you were doing so good at Houston, why did you leave? And let's be honest with ourselves. If these young men leave a program through the portal because they're looking to win a championship and be successful, why would they come to Miami? What has Miami done in the last 23 years, 22 years to say that you can be successful here and win a championship? Why didn't Cam Ward go to an Alabama? Why did he go to a Georgia? Why didn't Martinez go to Georgia, Ohio State, or Michigan? Why didn't Sam Brown do the same? Why did they come to Miami? If they're so good, okay, and they want to be on a championship team, why did they come to Miami? Again, please don't misconstrue what I'm saying. But based on Miami's track record from the last 20 plus years, You know, I can tell you right now with Cam Ward, he came here for the paycheck. All right. He can say all this stuff about, it didn't matter, yada yada. I'm sorry, dude. $974,000. Oh yeah. And even if he stays status quo and his draft stock does not rise, he's still $974,000 richer. I'm just saying. Martinez. I hope he comes out and gets, over 1,000 yards. I hope he does. But why you come to Miami? What were you promised? Money. For $500,000? Why not? You know. And again, I'm throwing thoughts out there. I'm just saying, because so Crip says, I don't think it's about a championship as much as improving draft stock that they're all. And you're right. But at the end of the day, bullshit walks, money talks. Okay? And, what happens? What happens to Mr. Cam Ward? And again, I'm not bashing Cam. I'm not trying to insult him. This is no way, this has nothing to do with Cam Ward personally. I'm just using the situation. But what happens if Cam Ward comes in, has a mediocre year? Say he passes for about 2,500 yards. Say he gets about 12 touchdowns, but throws like 9 interceptions. Probably gets about 200 or 300 rushing yards. Martinez, the same thing. Now my question is, can the offensive line be conducive to a Cam Ward type, Edgar Martinez type player to succeed and thrive at Miami? I'm sure Nephew's going to anchor that offensive line. He'll keep them running. But the one thing I've noticed, and this, again, my opinion, I'm not Miami bashing, I'm not anti-Canes, I'm just opinion, is I feel like all of us Canes fans are Dorothy, Tin Man, Lion, and the Scarecrow sitting there in front of the great and powerful Oz, and somebody like a Cuban or a Mr. Frank or Mr. Devin is Toto. I'm not saying you're a dog. Just stay with me. You pull the curtain away and you see the professor sitting there, okay? And he's sitting there, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That's what I feel like. And I just, again, please don't misconstrue. Or as the cool kids say, don't get it twisted. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I am hoping for Miami to win every game. Every season, I've always had that expectation. Every time when the kickoff, when they line up for the kickoff, the first thing I say is, Lord, please don't let us embarrass ourselves. Okay? And I'm like, okay, we can win this. But, after, again, you want to ridicule about the PTSD, but if you want to ridicule about the PTSD, where have you been for the last 20 years? I understand you want to keep the troops' morale up and stuff, but sometimes reality hits you across the face like a friggin' brick. Katie's throwing some knowledge down. Cam's Dollar General Farm. Played Mario like a cheap fiddle. Now we have a 750,000 pop because yep. But I mean, I'm not saying Miami is doom and gloom. I'm not saying the 2024 season is doom and gloom. I'm just throwing some reality out there. I'm just giving you my thoughts and my opinions. Oh, you know, I hope I hope everything clicks. I hope everything gels. I hope that this team and this coaching staff proves us wrong. We've said this before. Cuban has said it. We've all said it. We want to be proven wrong. But until we're proven wrong, what are we to think? You know? If it walks like a duck, if it swims like a duck, if it looks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, guess what? It's not going to be a friggin', buzzard. That's all I'm saying. And to give you a little pre-Florida, Miami, Florida game prediction, I will say this. If Miami does not come out, if Miami loses to Florida, the first thing you're going to see is all the Mariotonians come out and say, well, Miami lost to Florida in 84, 83 and still won the championship. That's the first thing they're going to say. But if Miami does not take care of business against Florida, and that is a possibility, okay, it's going to be the majority of the fan base are going to be like, great, here we go again. Here we go again. Manny 2.0. Golden 2.0. Shannon 2.0. Coker 2.0. And, a lot of people probably say, well, it depends on how we lose. Well, whether we lose by 1 or lose by 100, still lost. But, I'm on record. You can go back and watch the last 2 episodes of You Talk. I'm on record and I stand by it. I don't care what the record is. Okay? I don't care if we're, 8-4, 7-6, 9-3, 12-0, 11-1. I don't care. My expectation is Miami wins the ACC. Because you can be 11-1 and still not win the ACC. And what you got? Nothing. I would rather see Miami be 9-3, win the ACC, and go a game or 2 into the playoff, instead of being 10-2, 11-1, not win the ACC championship, and not be in the playoff with double-digit win. I'm looking at, yes, the season record is a defining element of a season. But if you don't win championships, what's the use? Look at Florida State. They were 13-1 and got shit to show for it. But you win the ACC, get in that playoff, you never know. And again, who's to say? Let's say Miami goes 9-3. Let's say it's a crazy year in the ACC, all right? And let's say 9-3 with a, let's just say 6-2 conference record gets you into the championship game. I'm throwing numbers out. Don't quote me on this. Let's say you go into the ACC championship game, second place at 6-2. You win the ACC game. You're 10-3 going into the playoffs. And let's say you win a couple of games. Let's say you go all wild card, and let's say you get to the Final Four of the playoffs, to the semifinals. I'm just throwing it out there. That's where I'm coming from, because it's like when you look at like the NFL versus college. With college football, everybody wants to be undefeated. But now that we have a playoff system, it's like the NFL. Like with the Dolphins, or whoever your favorite NFL team may or may not be. It's about getting to the playoffs. That's basically what the season is about. Get to the playoffs and proceed accordingly, regardless of what your record is. Because you could take like, like the NFC South down here. You could have a team from the NFC South win the South with a 9-8 record, squeak into the playoff and win the whole damn thing at with a 9-7 regular season record versus a 15-2 AFC East team. But when it comes down to it, when it comes to the championship, who really remembers the record? You just remember who won the championship. I mean, you'll have the team season record, but it doesn't matter. They got the championship. I'm just again, just throwing thoughts out there because that's all we got right now. We don't know what the defense looks like. My fastest, of course, it's the Ferrari, baby. You know that. But I mean, what I'm getting at is, it's almost like all of these social media creators. It's like, it's just a tennis ball. Calm down. Puppy dog's getting crazy over a damn tennis ball. Anyway, it's like these shoe shiners. All right. They're hyping up the Cam Ward and Martinez and all this stuff, but yet you don't hear anything about the defense. It's almost like they're trying to it's like they're trying to put icing over a rather deformed cake. You know how you try to bake one of those cakes and it doesn't come out just right? You put it in there just like the Betty Crocker box says to do, and you get like this big hump in the middle, So you sit there and you kind of cut it, and then you take the icing and you smooth it out and it looks brand new and pretty. Kind of like, the Bondo effect. That's what I'm going to call it, the Bondo effect. Where you're trying to gloss over, all these other issues and questions that we have with, we got Cam Ward throwing the ball like this. We have Martinez doing these cuts and running like this in scrimmage. I guess what it boils down to is I'm getting tired of two things. Well, not really two things, but one thing. Well, first off, those who have the ability and the platform, they're going to say what they want to say. They're going to do what they want to do. That's just the way the world is, whether it be, politics, football, baseball, sport, whatever. Okay, they're going to say what they want to say. They're going to put their spin on it. They're going to make it to where they get the clicks and the likes and the views so they can make their little money. But don't don't say just because I question it or I ask questions or if I stay real, don't ridicule me because I may have some type of, you know, post traumatic stress disorder, you know. And I guess the reason why I do is because for like the last 20 seasons, at this time of year, you know, I listen to, you know, I come in there with my big 64-ounce thirst buster cup, wanting more Kool-Aid. And those of you who know what a 64-ounce thirst buster is, you're old. But no, seriously though, it's like you come in there, you go to the old Circle K, you get that big 64-ounce or whatever, and you just fill that puppy up. And that seems to be what's going on. There's like this never-ending fountain of the Kool-Aid. And if people want to drink from it, fine, drink it. I don't care. But don't come at me. Don't come at us who say, hold up, wait a minute. You know? Let's think about this for a second, shall we? You know? That's all I'm saying. You know, let everybody have their own thoughts and opinions. And just because a person's thoughts and opinion, and this goes for anything in life, just because somebody else's thoughts and theories and opinions differ from your own, okay, doesn't mean anybody's better than anybody else. Exactly. Okay, so Katie says that's why I went after Studio or Heyru. He said 8-4, and Katie said 8-4, and he started mumbling at me and calling me stupid. Well, again, you know, Lord, that's a big ass buzzard flying around. Anyway, you know, and that's what I'm talking about. You know, if I have an IV of Mario, hey, you know what? That's fine, Crip. That's fine. That's fine. I don't think any less of you. I don't think any higher of you. I just think, okay, cool. You know, like Katie saying 8-4. Okay, cool. That's your choice. See, there we go. There we go. Phil, you chimed in just in time. Because I was about to say, Katie, you know, with the 8-4 record, that's not 10-2, 11-1. The first thing they're going to say is, who are the losses to? You see, no disrespect, Phil. No disrespect. It was just so cool how Phil put that up as soon as I was about to say it. You know, but you know what? Who cares? My opinion. Who cares who the 4 losses are to? Does Miami win the ACC? I'm just saying. Again, yeah, I kind of got on that you know, season win, 10 win, 11 win based on Cam. But the more I thought about it, the more I sat back and just like the chillin' dude said, I was kind of meditating on. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter what the record is. Win the ACC. And I'm not trying to get out of any season predictions. I'm not trying to, you know, exempt myself from any type of, you said we were going to lose to so-and-so and we beat the snot out of them, you idiot. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying, I don't care. You know, Katie says she thinks that Florida, South Florida, Louisville, and Florida State, really, we're going to go 0 for 3 in the state. It's cool. I'm not mad at it. Okay, cool. Uh, and then she says the trap game at Cal, and yeah, I will say this. I believe, this is my opinion, I think the Cal game is going to be the litmus test of this team. It's going to be the litmus test of this coaching staff. Just for the simple fact it's after a bye week. That's the game that I am going to, I guess I'm going to have to brew a pot of coffee because it's going to come on like at midnight my time. But regardless of the fact, I believe that Cal game is going to be the litmus test. This is going to tell you what kind of grit and gut that this Mario-led team is going to have. But again, just me. Again, this is just me. I'm not getting into any type of, who we beat, who we lose to. I'm going ACC championship or not. I'm just saying. Because, after the ACC media days, everybody's voted Cam the all ACC player, Mario the ACC coach, Miami to win the ACC. We've seen this before. It's time to do it on the field. It's one thing to get all the accolades and off-season, preseason awards and hype. It's cool. But if you don't do it during the season when it counts, what's the use? That's all. And look, if Miami loses to Florida, say USF, okay, and let's say they drop a Cal and Louisville or Florida State, okay, as long as they get in the ACC, I don't care. They win the ACC, I don't care. That's just my thinking. Of course, I may have different thinking tomorrow, but right now it's about the ACC. I think for this team, they need to try to strive for perfection. But anyway, Lord have mercy, we done gone an hour and 8 minutes on a patio perspective. This could be a record. But again, next week, I don't know what day. I really don't know. I'm sure I'll try to do a Wednesday or a Thursday because everybody and their brother going to have something going on Friday night. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be chocker block full next Friday night on the YouTube. But I may actually sit down in the air conditioned studio and do it right, and we can talk about it. Hopefully we can get some media guides, some information we can look at. Saturday, I plan on probably having a pregame show and most definitely a postgame show. So more than likely, unless I do another patio perspective, I really don't plan on having any other. Oh, Katie. I really don't have any plans to do any type of formal South Coast Canes show because, again, we're just going to be talking in, just talking in riddles and rhyme and just giving opinions based on nothing but our opinions, And there's nothing wrong with that. But right now, everybody's right, everybody's wrong. With Katie's prediction of 8-4 and her teams that she thinks Miami's going to lose to, she's right. But she's also wrong. You see where I'm getting at? And, maybe we can talk about, if we have a depth chart, hopefully we can talk about that. But anyway, this has been fun. It's been good to kind of get back with y'all a little bit. Uh, I threw a couple of little teasers out there the other day with a little pre-intro. Kind of took them out there. I took them back. Just some stuff I've been working on, but I do have my official intro is done. I finally, settled on something. So, if you don't want to watch the almost 7 minute intro for my new Kane South Coast Kane show, just wait 7 minutes. But if not, I like it. I like it. But anyway, thanks to everybody. It's good to see you again, Crip. I'm so glad to see you again. Of course, Cuban Damas, I've missed you, dude, but we're gonna be okay. Phil, always a pleasure to speak with you, and of course, Miss Katie, always happy to have you with us. Chuck and Chub Z, thank you for stopping by, and even make sure I get this right. What was it chillin'? Yeah, another new person showed up. Chillin', good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. But yeah, like I said, I'm on. I don't go back to work until the 9th of September, so I got time. Probably got a to-do list from the wife, but you know it is what it is. So again, thank y'all so much for spending this morning with me here on a Tuesday. Uh, it was fun, and we're gonna do it again. And just remember, we are less than 2 weeks away. Actually, we're like what? Friday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. We're like 11 days left. Almost 10 business days left. So anyway, all right, I'm out of here. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful day. Hopefully the weather is nice where you are because I'm sitting here. It's what, 11 o'clock in the morning. It's the middle of August. It's only like 85 degrees. Humidity ain't but like 70%. I'm not even sweating. I love it. It's almost like fall weather out here. Feels like football out here in South Louisiana. But anyway, I digress. So again, thank y'all for stopping by. I appreciate it so much. If you don't have anything else to do, please go check out Truck and Chub Z. Go check out Utah. Uh, y'all know the drill. Y'all know the drill. So, until next time, thank you so much. Peace, love, and soul. It's always about the you. Bye.